Storm, earth, and fire, heed my call.
Alright, hey, this is Tayrus, and this is my Warsong Gulch episode. I'm currently stationed in Staghelm with Tayrus, and this is my 19 twink trucker. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about twinking today. Alright, so the first things first. When you're twinking for Warsong Gulch, you want to be level 19, and before you get there, the most important thing to worry about is gear. And when you're looking for the right gear, you want to keep in mind that at level 15, you should start doing instances. For the Horde, you want to be doing Wailing Caverns, and for the Alliance, you want to be doing the Dead Mines. And on either side, when you hit about 17, from then on, you just want to be doing Shadowfang Keep. The most important thing to pay attention to is the stats. For every class, when you're doing Warsong Gulch, you're going to want to load stamina. The best twinks have between 1,000 and 3,000 health. If you're playing a melee DPS class, like an Enhancement Shaman or a Rogue or a Warrior, you're going to want to stack purely Agility. Maybe a little bit of Strength, but mostly Agility and Stamina. If you're healing or spell damaging, you want to just look for pure intellect. Now I say this because you could use Strength. Strength just brings up your DPS. And you really just want to use Agility because it brings up your crit and your armor. And you want to use Intellect because it adds to things like mana regeneration, the amount of mana you have, and the amount of spell crit, as you all should know. One thing that every person who's doing Warsong Gulch should have is the boot enchant speed. If you don't have speed, you shouldn't even be playing in Warsong Gulch. So we're going to start at the top of the armor chain, and at the top of the armor chain is the head. The head is probably the hardest thing to get at this level, and to get it, I suggest that you either use engineering or fishing to get it. Fishing, you can do the Booty Bay Stranglethorn fishing thing and get a nice stamina piece, and there's a whole bunch of different things you can get if you use engineering. Other than that, I really don't recommend using crafting to get here. People always say that most importantly to twinking is that you have a lot of money, and that's not true. I started this character without a main to give it money, and he's doing fine. So all you have to do is have a little patience, maybe a little farming, and just get a lot of instance runs. Okay, so after the head comes neck. For neck, you're mostly going to find things with stamina. So just get stamina. If you can get something with agility and intellect, which is pretty common to come by on a neck piece, you want to get something with either agility or intellect. For shoulders, take what you can get. But there's two pretty good leather pairs. There's one in the Wailing Caverns, and there's one in the Shadowfang Keep that you can use if you're using leather. For a chest piece, I recommend you get something that puts up your highest stat as stamina or intellect. You're probably going to find a little strength, and that's okay. Go for blues. When you're choosing a chest piece, you're obviously going to find a lot of things with armor, so keep armor as a factor in mind if you want to get a lot. I recommend that you get a plus health enchant to your chest. The rest of your gear is pretty much self-explanatory. Just pick two stats: stamina and agility, stamina and intellect, maybe sometimes stamina, strength, agility. Pick 2 or 3 stats and just focus on those stats. With weapons, you want to get something that's either going to hit really hard or hit really fast, because you don't get a whole lot of swings in since everybody's moving and jumping around in this. I highly recommend that you get a weapon enchant like Fiery, Crusader, Life Stealing. Just work up for the money for it, and that really helps. If you're thinking of twinking a rogue, I recommend that you use swords. That's normal, and swords are pretty easy to come by. There's a lot of good ones out there, especially in the Dead Mines. Using swords is just the norm. If you use swords, you can't lose. So remember, critting is very important in here because you don't get a lot of hits either. So just stack up your crits if you're melee, and if that's the case, that you have a lot of agility, then I say that you pick a slower weapon with a lot more damage, so that you can get a nice, good, healthy crit on there. If you're stacking strength, then I suggest you get a faster weapon so that you can just get a lot more. Healers and spellcasters really want to put a lot of effort into this thing. you guys are going to get ripped apart. And I really recommend that you use scrolls. So my next part is about scrolls. A lot of people say that, you know, when you go into a BG, you shouldn't waste your money on consumables, scrolls of protection and stuff. Definitely waste your money on it, because it's really not a waste. It will keep you alive longer. It will improve the amount of damage you can do. Just go to the auction house, buy scrolls of protection of intellect, agility. Don't waste your time with spirit. You know, these consumables really give the edge. You know, if you use one that's going to help you stay alive longer, then you're not losing the consumable, and you're just saving money. So that's what I do. Okay, so now that we've talked about consumables and a little bit about here, I want to talk about placement, which is when you're fighting, make sure you jump around a lot. This is a very melee-oriented game, because most people are going to find rogues. So you just want to jump around, use the trees that are near right now, hide behind them. Line of sight can be very useful here. Always use the power-ups that are nearby. Just make sure that you keep enough distance between the people that you're fighting with. Jumping around, spellcasters. If somebody's spellcasting at you, you just want to get nice and close to them and just jump around, because if they can't see you, they can't hit you. Okay, next I want to talk about flag running. There are 3 ways you can help with flag running. It's the most important thing in the game, remember that. Alright, first, you can be the flag runner. Just get a lot of stamina and a lot of armor. Stay alive long enough, and in there. Make sure you've got speed. Just go, grab the flag, get back. The safest route, which is usually through the tunnel. Next, you can be a healer. Healer, you want to be able to stay alive long enough, and you want to be able to get enough heals off on the flag runner. I highly recommend that when you are regular healing out here, that you just stack intellect, and you be the class that can heal fast. But if you're the flag runner's healer, I suggest that you get as much plus heal as you can, because he's going to be running fast, and you're going to be running fast. You just want to get big, heavy heals on. And lastly, if you want to aid the flag runner, all you have to do is just stand by him. You know, stand on him if you can when he's running, so people will click on you instead of him. And make sure that you're just dealing damage to whoever's in the area. Freezing as a mage, if you're a shaman, this helps. You just put down your Earthbind totem, you know, slow everyone down, kill people, just get everyone out of the way of the flag runner. Doing this back and forth, you'll win the game pretty quickly. Alright, and I'm running out of time, so I think the last thing I'm going to talk about is defending. Most people don't like to defend because you don't typically see a lot of action, but I think that it's one of the most vital places to stay during the game. Just stay there, camp above your flag. There's 2 levels. There's the area where the flag is, and then in each base there's an area above it. Stay above it. Just wait up there. When somebody comes at the flag, jump down, slow them down, block the exits, do whatever you can. As long as you keep them there, you can get other people to come help you, or you can just launch a full-out assault, kill them right away. Okay, now say that you've already won a lot of badges today, and you just want to get a little extra honor. What I recommend is that you camp at the opponent's graveyard. It helps everyone by keeping the opponents all in a safe area, and since everyone gets out of there pretty quickly and you don't know what's going on, you can do a lot of damage, you can get a lot of honorable kills, and it's a good way to get honor here. Okay, so if you like my video, please subscribe, and thanks for watching. Just so you know, this was pretty much for noobs, so please don't leave me comments calling me a noob, because I pointed out the obvious things. But if you liked it, leave me a good rating, and if you didn't, well, okay. Thanks. Subscribe if you can.